Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. Sorry that we are a bit late, but it's a gigantic game. It's a very huge game. I mean, I don't need to tell you that, but it's just very big. I think this game will go a long way in deciding if we will retain our crown or not. People might play it down and say it's a bit early on in the season. Come on, it's not early on in the season. This is the run in. People are a bit confused sometimes, like when is the run in and all, but this bloody is the run in. Anthony Tyler is the referee. No surprising. That's a foul on Bernardo Silva, but they don't give the foul. It was a clear foul on Bernardo Silva. And I think it's Bernardo Silva who gets a yellow card. I don't know. No, it's not got a yellow card, but yeah, it's Kevin De Bruyne with the free kick. I think City players wanted the Arsenal player to get a card, but he did not get a card. Yeah. Foden, Kevin De Bruyne. I would take the right foot of Kevin De Bruyne to curl inside. With Foden, I think if he hits it, he needs to find Raya at the near post. Gautam is here after a long time. Gautam, the Premier League has resumed, right? A big 2 weeks break, an international break that was City for City. Stones injured, Walker injured. What a City international break, right? I'm now worried about the Real Madrid clash. I'm really worried about the Real Madrid clash now. And it's Kevin De Bruyne on his right foot. Curl it in. That was close. That was close. I thought Haaland would just get onto it. What do you feel about today's team, Gautam? Do you think Grealish could have played, or are you happy with Kovacic, Rodri, and De Bruyne? Or would you have wanted Foden in the middle and Grealish on the left end and Kovacic on the bench? What do you think about the lineup? It's a corner for City, and we are City at corners. To be honest, we have been City all season. That was an inventive corner. Josko Gvardiol does extremely well there. I thought it would again find Erling Haaland. It didn't. Mateo Kovacic, and they wanted to press Kovacic. What stupid people. Gautam says Stone should be back. Don't mind Walker injured. Exact. I mean, oh, that's a good ball. Erling Haaland, Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne on the ball. I think Foden and De Bruyne were not on the same page, to be honest. Clearly, your Arsenal are looking to play on the counter. But Gautam, the thing is, I know that Walker has been so shitty in the last few weeks and stuff, and and all of those things. But I think Gautam, for me, the Real Madrid clash is what I'm having an eye on. The Real Madrid clash is why I want Walker back. I do not think there's another defender in the world who could match up toe to toe with Vinicius Junior. You name me. I don't think there's another fullback in the world who can go toe to toe with Vinicius Junior. Forget toe to toe, who can give Vinicius Junior a head start and say, "Tu chal, मैं आ रहा हूँ," and then still he and then still he can race past Vinicius Junior. Arsenal have taken a free kick here very fast. JSK is here. Hey JSK, how are you doing? Gautam is happy with the team. I think Grealish will come after half time. Won't mind that. But Gautam, personally, I think I love the balance of this midfield. I think we play this midfield against Liverpool, we win that match. I think we win that match. I think if we played Kovacic in the midfield, because that Liverpool team was not that strong, and they just buried us in the midfield. They just cut us through that midfield like a hot knife cuts through butter. So Ah, that's a weak pass in the midfield. Come on, press, guys. Press, 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 press. That's a weak pass. That was close. This is what Arsenal will try to do. This is what Arsenal will try to do. Far post. You cannot just get caught in possession there. Look at it. How did that ball travel to the far post? Lucky it was Gabriel Jesus. If it was Martinelli, I think he would have somehow put it in. Good cross from Ben White, and it's Gabriel Jesus. Otherwise, that was a good chance for Arsenal. Counting says, how are you guys looking at it? Potential title decider or just any other game? It's I'm not counting. Yeah, I personally will call it's a potential title decider. I don't know what other people in the chat think. Gautam JSK, what do you think about counting his question? But for me, I think it's a potential. It's a title decider. It's a 6 pointer. Like they have 6 pointers in the relegation battle. It's a 6 pointer. I think. Who loses this? They can focus on the Champions League. To be honest, and I mean, I might be wrong again because Liverpool versus this match is just so fast. I mean, I might be wrong again because 2019. Always get back to that year. Liverpool versus City at Anfield at the Etihad. City win it. City are 4 points behind Liverpool. Then City go to Newcastle the very next game and lose it. Then again we go 7 points behind Liverpool, and then Liverpool draw 2-3 matches, and then we go 1 point ahead. So anything can happen. Liverpool and Arsenal could drop points after this. We've seen in a couple of title races. 2020, 2021, I think 21 or 22, we were 7 points ahead of Liverpool. Then we drew two or three matches. We we drew 2 or 3 matches, and then Liverpool came in the title race. That was decided by 1 point. Last day Gundogan. So a lot of things can happen in the title race. I mean, to say it a potential title decider, but yes, what I believe is now the three teams are in the title race. That is something which is different. So I think the team that loses it will find it a bit difficult. If it's a draw, I think Liverpool are in a very strong position because if you go and look at the fixture list of Liverpool, there's literally no one there. Fixture list of Liverpool. They have Spurs at Anfield. The lead Spurs alive at Anfield. To be honest, the way Spurs play. So apart from Spurs, maybe they have Villa away, and Villa away is the only difficult fixture. But for City, there's a lot of difficult fixtures to go. JSK says Mohan, instead of going for Jan Kuto, we should go for Livramento. That's interesting, JSK, because I think Newcastle need money. They will sell Livramento because they have that Chelsea guy as a backup as well. I can't just remember his name, but I think they have two fullbacks apart from Trippier and Burn. They have two more fullbacks, so that could be a thing. But again, one thing which we do not know is the positional play of Livramento. Yes, Livramento looks very good in the Newcastle system. He looked very good when he was at Southampton uh, earlier on. But his positional play is something which we actually cannot fathom because Calvin Phillips looked excellent, right? When he was under Bielsa at Leeds, he was able to hold that midfield on his own. I mean, did anybody just have an eye on yesterday's match? West Ham Newcastle. West Ham were leading 3-1, 67th minute or 69th minute. Antonio goes off, Calvin Phillips comes on, and Newcastle went on to score three more goals, and Calvin Phillips gives a penalty in that as well. Calvin Phillips is just having a shitty this thing footballing season all round. So Rodri, Manuel Akanji, Bernardo Silva. There was a pass on to Kevin De Bruyne, but he chose not to pursue it. Bernardo Silva, Rodri. There's a switch on Rodri. Kovacic. I feel the most safe when Kovacic has the ball. Gautam says title decider. The only fact that it could be a title decider is because there are three teams in the title race, to be honest. City are actually pressing high. JSK says he showed the middle finger to fans as well. I think JSK slowly the state of Calvin Phillips might become like what Hardik Pandya is facing now. Maybe not on that much of an extent, but it could potentially if Calvin Phillips goes on and does that. I mean, just imagine Hardik Pandya showing the middle finger to fans. I think he would be done. Calvin Phillips is lucky that he lives in England. It's not India. Kovacic does extremely well under pressure. I think Kovacic has to be one of the safest players in world football on the ball. Akanji is making those forward runs on the inside channel. The cross is shitty as usual. And all of the football is being played in Arsenal's half. That's what Arsenal also want. They want the chance of a counter attack, to be honest. That's it. The chance that Gabby Jesus has won actually had. That's a good ball over the top. Ben White is having so much space. Ortega does well to collect it. I mean, it will be interesting when Edison comes back. I know JSK will not be happy with it, but if Edison comes back, will Edison take Ortega's place directly, or will he have to earn his place like Ortega did? That will be an interesting thing because of all the matches Ortega played, he's been excellent. We lose that Liverpool match if Ortega was not there. The saves is made from Darwin Nunes, for example, and one or two other saves were fantastic. The Darwin Nunes save was unreal. JSK says from next year onwards it will be Arsenal and City. Ruben M. Ruben Amorim, it is they're telling for Liverpool, right? Because Jabi Alonso just doesn't want to come right now. It's another corner for City. JSK says he has to earn it, of course, but that's not how Pep will see it, I think, right? That's the problem. I think Ederson comes straight on in. I can't imagine Ederson playing the FA Cup and. Ah, that was close. Nathan, you should have headed it in. Ah, for a moment I thought it went in, guys. For a moment I thought it actually went in. Ah, chance for Natanake. It's almost a free header. He's headed it straight at the goalkeeper. Natanake knows that. That was a chance. Nathan knows it. That was a bloody chance. Ah, that was a chance. Arsenal are just looking to hit the diagonal ball. Ben White having the space, of course, on City's right hand side, and he's actually running on City's left hand side, defensively right hand side, and he's just trying to make those runs. Ah, it's a corner for Arsenal. Gautam says both will have to fight with each other. Right, right, Gautam. And maybe till the fight is resolved, let Scott Carson start. It's a corner for Arsenal, and I'm actually worried. It's an in-swinging corner. Arsenal are very good on the set pieces. Look at that catch from Stefan Ortega. World class, world class. JSK says just don't want to draw or just don't want to draw, win or lose. Don't want Liverpool to win. But JSK, I think it's like which of the two devils you want, because I agree that Liverpool fans are like, arrogant and more reactory, but what about Arsenal fans? Do you think Arsenal fans are less reactory? Arsenal fans still praise their invincible this thing, even though it was in 2004. They still praise the Champions League this thing, even though they just went to the final. I mean, I think it's not. I think it's a very fair competition between both Arsenal and Liverpool fans into who are less reactory. This is interesting. Fullback to fullback, Akanji to Guardiola, Bernardo Silva, Rodri. Kovacic is the further back. I mean, he's actually playing flat to Rodri, to be honest. Ruben Diaz, Nathanak is the centre forward the further who's further at the back. Otherwise, it's a three after Nathanak and Kovacic, Rodri, and Josko Guardiola. Bernardo Silva, Manuel Akanji, Bernardo Silva, it's Ruben Diaz actually, Akanji, and that's a City throw in. JSK says our fan base earned better either. I mean, as through the JSK, as through the years, I've been reading, the comments on Reddit and stuff. There are more and more people in our fan base as well who are becoming more reactory. It wasn't reactionary. It wasn't as much when you say even 3 4 years ago. Maybe I think it's what success brings you. It also brings those fans maybe with success who just, there are certain fans who just want to be associated with success and they come, maybe they are getting more. I think that's happened to every team, United, Liverpool, Arsenal. So maybe that is something which is happening over the years. But you're true, as the years are going on, i've I've actually seen that the reactionary thing in our fan base is actually increasing, especially on social media platforms like Reddit, this and that. Because one day people say Kovacic is an absolute waste of money, and another day they say what a great signing Kovacic is. I'm like, at least give him some time. Rodri, Ruben Diaz, Arsenal are pressing City well actually. They're holding us back. There is no way through, but City are patient. Ah, I can't just given that ball away there. And Arsenal hit it back, and Josko Guardiola. It's And Josko Guardiola does very well. Great ball tackle by Josko Guardiola and Bukayo Saka. What a tackle. Josko Guardiola, have any of you guys um, realized that since injury, Josko Guardiola is just playing elite football. He was good against Liverpool. Josko Guardiola is just has just been unreal since his comeback from injury. He's been very good. That tackle was superb. Yeah, exactly, Gautam. Since his comeback from injury, Guardiola is just playing very well, to be honest. JSK says, "Oh my God, Anthony Taylor, most dangerous to both teams." I think he's more dangerous to Liverpool than any other team. It will be hilarious, JSK. Anthony Taylor is the ref in that Liverpool versus Spurs game at Anfield. To be honest, Arsenal are trying to play on the counter, but City's counter press is also good as soon as we lose the ball. So it's been an even game, I would say. Even game in terms of clash of philosophies. Whenever one is trying to do something, the other is just trying to counter it. So it's actually been an even game in terms of philosophies and stuff. I don't know what is that from Kovacic, but that is a good clearance. Kenji, Kovacic. Kovacic on the ball looked the calmest, and Arsenal players are tired of pressing both Kovacic and Rodri. Nothing is happening. Jesus is the most dangerous to Chelsea, actually. Good cross in by Kevin De Bruyne. Rodri gets the ball back and City recycle it. City's counter press, guys. What do you think about City's counter press? City's counter press has been superb. It's been excellent. Akanji does well. That is wonderful from Rodri. I mean, just imagine Walker in all of Akanji's positions. It would just be not a good cross in by Manuel Akanji. Ruben Diaz there. I think we need a fullback who's comfortable on the ball, right back. I think Jan Kuto is very comfortable on the ball, to be honest. I think with Jeremy Frimpong is just too comfortable on the ball. I'm just not able to decide. You want Kuto or Frimpong because defensively, I do not think both are as good as Walker or something like that. To be honest, Rodri loses the ball. It's a counter attack for Arsenal. It's a counter attack for Arsenal. Kai Havertz City have recovered back well. Kai Havertz again a nasty this thing on Stefan Ortega. Will he be given a card? I think Kai Havertz has injured Stefan Ortega over there. Let us see what Havertz just did. Never liked Havertz. He's just clattered into Ortega and is not even playing the ball. JSK is Rico Lewis. I do not think Rico Lewis is a fullback JSK. Maybe he'll improve in his build, physique and stuff. His pace is alright. He's actually fast. He's actually fast. Rico Lewis is fast. Not Walker level. I do not think anyone can be fast as Walker level, but unless Rico Lewis increases in his physique and stuff, I do not think Rico Lewis is a fullback. He could act. This is interesting. Exactly. Nathanake is going off and Rico Lewis is coming on. Oh, that's what JSK mentioned there. Oh, this is interesting. Is it another injury for Nathanake? Don't know. Has to be probably. And Pep doesn't want to take chances, I think, because he knows that with that looming clash against Real Madrid, I think again it's priorities there. Would you want a clash against, man? I don't know. I mean, whatever might happen, even if the earth starts spinning clockwise, or even the poles of the earth change the direction and stuff, I think Pep will not play Guardiola at centre back. Gautam says, no, can't afford this injury. Exactly, Gautam. Nathanake, good that Stones is on the bench, but if Stones is fit for the next game, I think we could still be a bit of all right. But if Stones is injured and even if Ake is injured, then I think it will be a bit difficult. That's a foul on Bernardo Silva, and it has to be a card as well. They're just fouling Bernardo Silva, and bloody Anthony Taylor is not even giving out a single card. Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Diaz. Akanji was going forward on the right. Then who I think is going forward from centre back position, to be honest, probably. That's a good ball there by Rodri. Gautam says Rico has a chance to prove himself. I am exactly not sure, Gautam, if this is the game. Yeah, but you're right. I still remember. Pep threw on Foden in 2019, I think, against Spurs in a game we had to win, and Foden scored the header, and we won it 1-0. We won the title race by 1 point. So yeah, you're right in a way, to be honest. Rico Lewis can actually prove himself. What better game to prove yourself, to be honest? Arsenal are now pinging around the ball. City are not able to get it. Stefan Ortega catches it. Ortega's positioning in the box has been exceptional. Positioning not for any shot or something, but positioning just for sweeping up. He's not taking too high positions, or neither is he too low. It's just perfect. Kevin De Bruyne. That is wonderful from Kevin De Bruyne. Phil Foden slips over there at the crucial moment. Camden says, "Oh man, how it's not a yellow for Kivior? Like how he literally pushed Bernard out of the pitch, and it was not the first challenge as well." Camden, Kivior also, if you remember, gave away that free kick. Ah, Gabriel Jesus with the shot, so you can always be confident it doesn't go in. But yeah, so it's the second foul counted by Kivior. The first foul was, if you remember, he gave away a free kick which De Bruyne took early on, and then now this is the second one. Don't know what is this. That is not given. That is not given Kivior a card. Some other referees would have given two yellows, to be fair, because he literally you can't just literally hold someone and push him off the pitch, right? This is not some WWE wrestling that's going on. Gautam says exactly. Foden won us, won us that. This could be Rico's chance. You remember Gautam and the first fixture when City played Arsenal at the Emirates? Rico Lewis barged through and he hit a goal, but it was offside, or it was a foul. I mean, but he actually touched it with his hands, so it was not given a goal. So don't know. Guardiola's reading of the game, his ability on the ball is just superb. Wow. Some of our fan base was just reactionary, telling Guardiola has been a waste of space. But look at how Guardiola's playing. It's a typical thing that is occurring in Pep's teams. You start playing good from the second half of the season, or even after the first season, and still sometimes some people they just same with Kovacic. I think Kovacic and Guardiola in the second half, especially after their respective injuries, have just been superb. Ah, almost a good through ball, but Foden should have just run because he has to trust that ball will arrive. It will actually arrive. Gautam says, I hope they get my bliss. We all hope they get both attacking and defensive bliss. Gautam. But whatever might happen in this match, whatever might be the result, I just want our all of our fan base to just stay calm, just stay sane, and just think that what Pep has achieved in the last 5 years, last 6, 7 years, how many trophies we have won. Just be calm, just not be too overreactionary, just based on what will happen this season. Because we are the only other team in history to win three PLs in a row. Apart from United, we are the only team in history to win a treble. Apart from United, so we are the only team in history to concede 0 goals from open play in the FA Cup and win it last season. So just think, whatever might be the result, we need to be calm. Ah, that's a poor giveaway. That's a poor giveaway. I can't be calm if mistakes like this bloody happen. Rico, Rico, Rico. Offside. I think it's offside. Ah, that was a poor giveaway there from Ruben Diaz, I think, but Kovacic does well. I think it was actually a poor giveaway from Kovacic. I think Arsenal have gone from man-to-man marking. That's a foul on Haaland. What the hell, Anthony Taylor? That's a clear foul. What is this Anthony Taylor? Is not giving fouls, is not giving cards, is not giving anything. Stefan Ortega does well. City are defending very well, actually. City are defending very well. Yes, Arsenal are having chances, but they're just having chances because it's us who are making the mistakes. Arsenal have created absolutely nothing in this match. It's one-way traffic for City. I know we need to make it count, but I don't know what you guys think. But for me, I think I'm happy with how the game's going. Gautam says Rico did well cutting down the angle. Exactly, Rico just showed sense, a lot of sense. Ah, that had almost reached Erling Haaland there. Good triangle there by City. Kovacic, Bernardo Silva. Rodri. It's just I think Bernardo Silva should look to hit that ball with his left foot. He should trust the cross. He's just trying to dribble and stuff. Kovacic, Ruben Diaz. I think we are looking a lot more solid with Kovacic in the team, to be honest. I think what Rico Lewis gives, which your Akanji, your Ake, they cannot, when your Kyle Walker can't give, is he can go inside and actually sit with Rodri, which means you're having Rodri, Kovacic. Ah! Oh, but I think it was a header for the. It was a header from the Arsenal man. I think again, what a cross there. I think it's Josko Guardiola with the cross. What a cross there from Josko Guardiola. Good defending by Gabriel, but good cross from Josko Guardiola. Gautam says this match needs a Doku. No, Gautam, I want my heart to beat my heart to beat normally, to be honest, because with Jeremy Doku, my God, the turnover will be next level. Arsenal will just be having fun on the counter attack with Jeremy Doku. That's a foul on Erling Haaland. Anthony, just take out a card. Anthony Taylor is not giving cards at all, as he forgotten his yellow cards at his house. Anthony Taylor, just remove your black shirt and show the shirt beneath. It's an Arsenal shirt, Anthony. Anthony Taylor, everyone knows you're wearing an Arsenal shirt inside. Just remove your black shirt and you may well play with Arsenal. Let them play with 12 men. What the hell is Anthony Taylor doing, guys? Countania was bloody right. He was bloody right. Anthony Taylor hasn't given a yellow card to Kivior. This was a yellow card. Arsenal are just pulling our players away. Akanji does well to keep it in. Rico Lewis. Kevin De Bruyne. Mateo Kovacic. De Bruyne. Rodri does well. Josko Guardiol. Guardiol has been exceptional. For me, at least from City side, man of the match is Josko Guardiol. The tackle on Saka and the way he's, put those crosses in, the way he's moved with the ball. Manuel Akanji. It was just over Rodri there, to be honest. And that's what you do. That's what you do. Even foul Arsenal players. This reminds me of, since the referee is not giving cards for fouls, this reminds me of a match in, Chak De India, the Shah Rukh Khan's film, when the hockey team faces Argentina. Argentina, they do all of the fouls, and Shah Rukh Khan instructs even their team to just foul because the referee ain't do anything. I think we should actually do the same thing here. Bloody foul the Arsenal players like there's no tomorrow. Bloody foul them. Ah! But it's a foul on Guardiola. For a moment, I thought Guardiola, who's having such a good game, has made a mistake, but that's a bloody foul on Josko Guardiola. Ah! For a moment, I thought the ball was almost going in, but no, Raya was there. At this stage last season, would have been good if that would have somehow crept in. This stage last season, Arsenal were like done out of the game. Rico Lewis foul on Kai Havertz. Gautam says needs some end to end. No, Gautam, no end to end fun. Wow, our defenders are not ready to run end to end. I can GDS, not the fastest. If you want end to end fun, then the biker Kyle Walker. I think it's a goal kick. Well done by Manuel Akanji. No, it's a corner, I think. Yes, it's a corner. We need to defend this corner well. That is an excellent header, but the danger is not over. If that would have reached Kevin De Bruyne, then it would have been superb. But Stefan Ortega with the catch, and overall, I think the only thing that's not there in this game is end-to-end fun, like Gautam was telling. Good distribution there by Stefan Ortega. That is wonderful from Stefan Ortega. Bernardo Silva, Josko Guardiol. Gautam says, don't want to see a draw. It will be hilarious, Gautam, that we drew with Liverpool and we drew with Arsenal. And in isolation, those results will be seen as superb, very good results. But in a way, if you combine both those results, you'll see that we have personally helped both Arsenal and Liverpool set up a title race versus each other. Good block there. It's a foul given in favor of an Arsenal player over there. Now, if Anthony Taylor removes the card, Rodri should take all of his yellow cards, tear it up, and put it on his head. I think refereeing could be the only job, especially EPL refereeing could be the only job in the world where if you make a mistake, instead of getting demoted, I think you get promoted and you're given more responsibilities. Anthony Taylor was the example. Arsenal are very aggressive on the counter press, like City are, but I don't know how many minutes of added time it will be. It's 2 minutes of added time. That's well done, well captained by Josko Guardiol, and Phil Foden does well to keep hold of it. Rico Lewis. I think it's a foul in Arsenal's favour. Gautam's is quite pragmatic first half. I think it's two contrasting styles, Gautam. That's why it's become pragmatic because Mikel Arteta purely wanted to hit us on the break and we were dominating football. I think it's just a clash of two contrasting styles, to be honest, more than anything else. Arsenal have one more attempt on target. I mean, same attempts on target for both of them, one each, and Arsenal have one more shot than us overall. So it's been a very even game. Stats wise, I think position wise, it could be scored in favor of City, but in general, I think it's been a very, very even game. And it's the first half. Maybe not the first half Pep would have wanted in a way that we didn't blow Arsenal away, but it's the first half that Pep will be a bit satisfied with, that Arsenal haven't blown us away. Arsenal haven't done anything to dent our confidence. We have stood on our own, and we have managed to pass through Arsenal. No clear cut chances. Probably I think Gabriel has had the best chance, but it's but we have we've created a bit. It didn't end up with a good final ball, but that Haaland header, Ake chance. I think probably Ake chance is the best one. He's headed it straight to Raya. I think a free header either way could have been a goal. I think that's that's how tight this game is, to be honest. Regarding player performances, I think for the first time in this season, I think we have looked defensively very solid. I think Kovacic and Rodri are just making that back line look absolutely solid. Aves says edgy game this. But honestly, Aves, I think we have looked solid. I think we have looked very solid. I think this is the best I've seen defensively, us play defensively this season, because every game defensively there used to be some kind of a weakness where you could exploit. But this game, I think, especially Kovacic Rodri playing on the same line with a flat this thing, and just behind them Ake playing Ruben Diaz, Kovacic and Rodri, and behind them Nathan Ake. I think defensively that structure has looked so solid. Arsenal with Saka, nothing. Absolutely. How many shots touches did Saka have in the City box? I think two three touches at the most. If you could actually count, and those two three touches also were because we have given the ball away once or twice with some stupid passing. But other than that, the most solid performance I would say. The counter press from us was excellent. The counter press from them was excellent. It was, I mean, quite an even game in that respect. But we had to counter press more aggressively because one of the things I was impressed by today is Arsenal set up to play on the break purely, and they had, Jesus who was good enough pace, Saka who's extremely pacey, Havertz who's deceptively quick, and still we didn't mind losing the ball, because as soon as we lost the ball, that counter press was so efficient, it was so good that Arsenal just couldn't. It was like a spider web. Arsenal just couldn't do anything. I think with Kovacic, what I realized in this match is with Kovacic, the counter pressing as well, the counter pressing which Kovacic does, the stability he gives in terms of in possession, out of possession is just excellent. I think what a buy Kovacic is, whatever might happen in this match. Vinay says expecting just another draw. By the way, Vinay, I just absolutely I just absolutely think that if we again draw, I think we would be setting up a Liverpool versus Arsenal showdown in the title race. Mostly in favor of Liverpool, I think, because Liverpool have such a good fixture list. Bayaji says Koa nervous, KDB slow, and Foden making silly passing mistakes. Incoming another frustrating draw. Bayaji, I think Kovacic for the most part was alright. I think I know, yes, he's made one or two mistakes, giving the ball away, which were huge mistakes. I know they could have led to goals, but apart from that, I think in terms of counter pressing, in terms of maintaining the stability of the defensive structure, in terms of being an outlet, there were times, Bayaji, when Arsenal were going man to man everywhere on the pitch, and Kovacic, they just lifted up the intensity of that press, and Kovacic was on, sorry, an Arsenal player was on Kovacic, an Arsenal player was on Rodri, but still, Rodri trusted to give the ball to Kovacic. City players, even though Kovacic was man-marked, sometimes they trusted to give the ball to Kovacic and no one else. And Kovacic generally was very good under pressure. The mistakes which Kovacic made by Aji were when he was under the least pressure, when he was not under any pressure. That is what I find, unusual. With Foden, I think I just think is not been given that middle position, which I sort of, Pep can't do anything. He can't have Kevin De Bruyne on the bench. So I think we need to accept that thing with Phil Foden, to be honest. That has not been given that position which he actually wanted. Vinay says no wingers. Grealish and Doku will change the game. The problem, Vinay, with Jeremy Doku is I think the counter punch from Arsenal will, because with Jeremy Doku, Arsenal will will provide two players on him, will put two players on him and press him, and Jeremy Doku will inevitably lose the ball, and it's just a simple turnover, just an absolute simple turnover. Maybe Doku could be good for the last 10-15 minutes like it happened against Liverpool, but generally I think this is not a game for Doku, because in a game of pragmatism, like Gautam said, it's a pragmatic game. In a game of pragmatism, Doku is the chaos, and I do not think that at this stage we can invite chaos because I think a draw or a loss, I don't know what you'll take. Maybe a draw or a loss, I don't know. But because a draw, maybe it would keep a little bit of hope still alive. Whatever it is, a loss would probably just take it away because I think a draw would mean again we are just competing with Liverpool. Arsenal will still be under that pressure. A draw would mean that still there are three teams in the title race, whereas a loss would mean maybe there are just two teams in the title race with us going out if we lose, or the team that loses going out. So I think it depends. You want a draw or a loss. Bayaji says, a wonder or deflected goal needed. Bayaji, just don't talk about the deflected goal because all I can remember is Gabriel Martinelli's deflected goal because you just go back to that game, and if that goal was not there, we would be one more point better off at this stage. So no deflected goals. And Arsenal celebrated as if they won the treble after that win against City at the Emirates. Vinay says uh, KDB occupying third pocket spaces and doesn't receive the ball. Need to get him more on the ball. Vinay, I think Arsenal have marked KDB out of the marked KDB out of the game. See, I think Vinay, one of the problems is Rodri and Kovacic connecting with each other. See, I've actually wondered while seeing this game why are both Kovacic and Rodri playing on the same line? If you see, it's a very flat line. Both Kovacic and Rodri on the same line. Why is not, for example, Kovacic playing a bit back and Rodri going forward, or vice versa? I think Arsenal are man marking so much, they're literally going for man to man all over the pitch. That if, for example, Rodri played ahead of Kovacic, I think that sideways pass will not be on. And sideways pass for me, if it is available, is one of the easiest passes to play in world football. So I think that is why both Kovacic and Rodri are playing next to each other, to be honest. So so I actually think that the same thing is happening with KDB. KDB is being man-marked, and the ball from Rodri to KDB is getting very, very difficult because Arsenal, I think that is one of Arsenal's trigger there. The moment Rodri or Kovacic play that ball to KDB, I think Arsenal are pouncing on KDB, two people at once, and taking the ball away, and they're on the counter. Havertz, Saka, and Gabriel Jesus are on the counter. So I think that's one of the reasons why KDB is marked out of the game, because you see all of our best chances created, they're out wide. Vinay is right. Wingers are needed because all of the chances are created out wide. The game is just played narrow. The one player who is wide is Guardiol. Okay, Akanji is wide, but most of the time it's Guardiol, and Guardiol is the one who's getting those chances. You see, City's outlet has always been Guardiol and Akanji. I mean, on the other side as well, you see Arsenal's outlets have been Ben White, not as much Kivior, but mostly Ben White down that side. So wide is where the space is. Wide is where the space is. I think this game calls more for Grealish than for Doku, because even if Doku picks up the ball out wide, all he does is mostly come inside with the ball, dribbling inside, right? Which means Arsenal are happy playing narrow. But what Jack Grealish can do is he can stay out wide, put those crosses into the box, balls into the box, can hold the width well, and with Grealish holding the width well, I think you could have someone like an Akanji make that inside run, or even Rico Lewis now make that inside run, or Guardiola make that inside run. And Guardiola has been making that inside run in the past few games, which means that Arsenal will now be outnumbered when they're narrow. And once someone makes that inside run and a winger will hold the width, I actually think that there'll be another man free, like a KDB, Foden, or someone, because then Arsenal can't man mark, right? Man to man. So that's actually going to be very interesting. Vinay says draw is good for Arsenal and Liverpool because we didn't look convincing even after the time when we peak. That is a draw will definitely help Liverpool, I think, more than Arsenal as well. It keeps Arsenal in the title race, but I think a draw will help Liverpool, no doubt. A draw will help Liverpool. A loss will help both Liverpool. Let's see. I think the situation is, Vinay, a draw will help Liverpool. A draw will help Liverpool, but a loss will help both Liverpool and Arsenal. So, which means if we draw, at least we're not out of the title race. We still can have, because it will just be a 3 point gap even if it's a draw. So we still we still there could be a chance. Don't you think Liverpool dropping in one game? This is not the 2021 Liverpool or something. Don't you think they can drop points in one game because they still have United away, they have Everton, they have Villa, Everton away, I think Villa away, Spurs at home, though I think they might win that. So I think a draw still keeps that ember glowing for both of us. So I think maybe you take a draw over a loss and just see how it goes. Because like Dhoni says, it's just take it till the last ball and see what happens. And then and we'll actually see. When I think Pep tells you that take it to the end and see what happens, see what you can get. Bayaji says, has Guardiola provided any assist this season from left back position? Only one good cross by him. But Bayaji, don't you think he's improved? He's improved game by game. His positioning, his ability on the ball, and his crossing has looked good this game, to be honest. Arsenal have defended well, but his crossing has actually looked good this game. He needs to improve on that crosses, but it's a new position again by Ajay. He's been a left centre back, not used to putting in those crosses. I would judge Guardiola only by next season because generally one season is what players take in a Pep team. Bayaji says KDB out, Doku in FCT don't score until 55th minute. I think it's Grealish in more, I think, Bayaji, because then it would mean, like I said, an extra man. Akanji could underlap and Grealish could drag people out with him being adept at maintaining the width. I think the way we can win this game, I think maybe the only way we can win this game is having us stretching the Arsenal narrow system, stretching it wide. Because once you stretch it wide, the gaps will appear for your KDB and all. See, another reason why KDB is not able to get on the ball is there's absolutely no gap appearing. It's absolutely no gap. The Arsenal are just playing so narrow that it's just not able to turn KDB. JSK says De Bruyne is fast, but he can change the game anytime. JSK, De Bruyne is such a world class. This thing, Real Madrid last season, that strike is probably one of the most legendary strikes Champions League has ever seen, probably. Coutinho says, if you don't give in to emotions, I think KDB should be off and play Foden centrally. Can't take off Kova because he'll be extremely helpful in controlling. Once City scores, exactly right, Count. Yeah, exactly right for the most part. I think with the Kovacic part, I actually agree with you because not just after City scores, but even now it's Kovacic who's controlling the tempo of the game. It's Kovacic who is helping Rodri out. Just imagine if Kovacic is not there and both Foden and De Bruyne play two advanced roles. Arsenal can easily mark Rodri, plus him, take the ball and go on a counter. But Kovacic is just he's shielding City from most of the counter press. Yes, he's made mistakes, but for the most part, he's actually, apart from one, two mistakes, he's actually shielded City well. But I actually think with KDB, that's the thing, Daniel, because KDB is such a world class player that he could just it's these kind of games that KDB could actually change. KDB could actually, one wonder strike, one strike which KDB could put in and literally the title race is just turned on his head, right? And that's what I'm telling you. Instead of trying to replace KDB, I think we need to free KDB up because even if Foden comes in, that will be the problem. That will be the problem, Counting. Yeah, there's no space. Both of them are playing so narrow. There's no space. The idea from Pep should be to free up the central players, and that is by stretching. I think, I think one of Doku and Grealish. Probably, I think Grealish would be better at actually stretching. Grealish should be absolutely better at stretching the Arsenal back line. Vinay says, come on guys, KDB's must versus Arsenal. KDB's must everywhere, Vinay, especially against Arsenal. Counting says, it's a huge call, but KDB looks tired to me. I think Pep will wait till the 65th, 70th minute. Then I think he removes KDB, brings Foden into the midfield and probably, he puts Grealish out wide with Bernardo Silva, maybe occupying the and another wing. Bayaji says, yes, about time that only Foden or KDB should be playing at a time. This is not working at all. I mean, this is actually, I would agree with you most of the time in all of the matches, but in this match, I think it would not have mattered Foden or KDB in the middle because it's so narrow and everyone's just compressing the midfield. So So that's something we need to free up that midfield, and the camera is panning to Julian Alvarez. If Julian Alvarez is the next substitute, he removes KDB and brings on Julian Alvarez and places him in the midfield. I am off. I'm just switching off the stream and I'm off if Julian Alvarez comes on next. Vinay says Foden passing is 50-50 from center. Over or undercooks the final ball. Newcastle is an example, right, Vinay? He had so much space and Foden could not do anything. KDB comes and changes the game. So I think, and also it's narrow. I think Foden does not have this much of an advantage to play. I mean, experience to play in such a narrow block. Vinay says Silva has locked Kivior. It's the same thing we need on the other side, Vinay. We need Jack Grealish to actually lock Ben White as well, because Ben White, even I will see without Ben White what will be Arsenal's attacking output. I think Grealish could actually be very useful in this game. JSK says this game needs Bob. Agree with you, JSK. Bayaji says Rice was playing Langadi Tang, Langadi Tang with Haaland and still no yellow. Kivior was doing whatever he liked and still no yellow. Two fouls and still no yellow. One foul was even a free kick as well. Still no yellow from Anthony Taylor. Anthony Taylor, Bayaji, if he takes off his black shirt, there will be an Arsenal shirt underneath it. I am very sure of that. Someone please check Anthony Taylor's bank account. Vinay says draw is also a good result for Arsenal. I mean, I think draw is a good result for both, Vinay, because what will be the point gap if it's a draw as well? It will be just 1 point, something like that, right? So the draw is not a bad result for us as well. I think draw will be the most beneficial result for Liverpool. To be honest, it's a dream, this thing, for Liverpool. That is a poor kick out there from Stefan Ottinger, but well defended. Bhaiya just says Ake has missed chances both home and away. I mean, with in Ake's case, it's just one thing you have to say, Bayaji. तकदीर उसको तकदीर में लिखा नहीं है आर्सेनल के खिलाफ स्कोर करना इस बार. I think because home and away those headers he buries, because Ake buried a more difficult chance against Spurs. What a skill by Rico Lewis that is, and Rodri played. Ah, that would have been a wonder goal by Kovacic. But what a skill by Rico Lewis there. Look at the skill. I think Rodri should have tried to lift it to Rico Lewis. I don't know why his. That was close on another day. That ball would have gone into the far corner. That ball would have gone into the far corner on another day. JSK says, nah, I will take loss over draw. Can't stand Liverpool winning. JSK, but it's the same with Arsenal fans as well, don't you think? Bayern says Grealish Bernardo has a good chemistry, can work. Exactly. Grealish will change this game, Bayaji. A winger will change this game, and specifically it's Jack Grealish. Gautam says Rico, what a turn. I was actually disappointed by Rodri not giving the ball to ball back to Rico Lewis, to be honest. Because Rico Lewis did that turn and he made that darting run and he was almost free. Just had to give that ball to Rico Lewis. Rodri to Bernardo Silva. Kivior is literally manhandling Bernardo Silva and there's no card as well. Rico Lewis is just looks sharp from the break. To be honest, his passing and everything just looks. That turn is just, superb. Erling Haaland gives the ball away as usual. That's the problem with passing through the middle. That's the absolute problem with passing through the middle. Oh, Kovacic almost. What the hell has Mateo Kovacic done there? Guardiola does well. Guardiola does extremely well there, but Kovacic again getting caught on the ball. Ah, almost there by Ford, and I'm just praising Kovacic, and I'm standing past him, and he's doing this. Ah, was almost a very good ball, and Odegaard to Havertz. Almost a good ball, and it started end to end. Gautam, was it you who wanted an end to end match? Pep is hearing us. Pep is hearing you. I think it's interesting that Pep is not tried last season's tactic where Haaland's holding the ball up and De Bruyne just runs off him. That's a foul by Gabriel Jesus on Rico Lewis. Gotham is exactly. Rodri. Odegaard as well over there. There'll be a potential penalty check, but the three players who were fouled by Arsenal, the three players who are fouled by Arsenal, and still there'll be no yellow card by Anthony Taylor. But what about the penalty check? Let's see. That's not even. There's nothing in there. Moment I was just worried, but there's nothing in there. It's again a foul. These Arsenal players are Gotham. What is this? They're playing. Just give the Arsenal players some card, please, so that they'll be getting some cards, some yellow cards. What the hell? Anthony Taylor has now posted all of his yellow cards for Christmas. Is given to Santa to distribute as it as gift for Christmas. He ain't got any cards remaining in his pocket. Anthony Taylor has just been a joke in this game. Generally for the entire season, to be honest, not just in this game. It's I mean, what was that quick throw from Arsenal? To be honest, Rodri this time losing the ball, but and it's a throw in for City. Well done, Yasko Guardiola. Gautam says rugby or football. Someone remind Anthony Taylor that is in a football game, not a rugby game. He's allowing players to be even thrown out of the pitch. Yasko Guardiola with the throw in. Kevin De Bruyne there gets hold of the ball. Kevin De Bruyne. Ah, the ball just slipped away from him. Ah, that would have been superb, Kevin De Bruyne running through on goal, 1v1 on one against Arsenal. That would have been something. See, this is the tactic I was actually talking about. Last season we have done that. Erling Haaland holding the ball and De Bruyne running off him. I think that is what Pep is trying to do here. And Haaland's occupying Gabriel. So Rico Lewis, Rodri. Today Rodri is getting pressed. I don't know why. That's a good touch there from Bernardo Silva, like it always is. That is wonderful there from Bernardo Silva. Rico Lewis. Good ball in from Rico Lewis. Phil Foden. Phil Foden. Tiasco Guardiola is playing on the inside now. Foden's maintaining width. Mateo Kovacic. Rico Lewis. Rodri. Manuel Akanji. Rodri again. Mateo Kovacic. Phil Foden with the corner right now. Not the best corners, but Haaland has the ball. Kovacic. Every time Arsenal are looking to break, I'm just getting so nervous. Mateo Kovacic. Rico Lewis. Kevin De Bruyne. And he's hit it. And he's hit the ball out, I think. Cameraman didn't even bother to show it. Don't know what Pep and Yon Malila are discussing. I think maybe about the next change. The next change has to be Grealish. Pep is summoning someone off the bench. Who will it be? No, it's not summoning anyone. Yes, he's actually summoning someone off the bench. Interesting, I think he's actually summoning Sergio Gomez off the bench. This is interesting. We know that Gomez is good with his crossing and stuff, but this is interesting. He's summoning Sergio Gomez off the bench. Gotham says needs some infusion. Gotham says it's Doku. Even yes, yes, it's Doku, Doku, Alvarez, and Gomez. All the three are being summoned actually to practice to warm up. To be honest, Bernardo Silva. I think Bernardo Silva should have passed it back. He's lost the ball. The three players surrounding him. Erling Haaland gets onto the ball inside the box. That's a good block by Arsenal and Manuel Akanji. Mateo Kovacic. City are now putting the squeeze on Arsenal. That's what I'm feeling. Phil Foden. That space. And it's a free kick for City. Anthony, please give a card at least now. He is not going to give a card even for that foul. Gotham, what the hell is this? He's not even giving a foul for that. I mean, he's not even giving card for that. The secret is out. Anthony Taylor's cards have been found in the Arctic. Santa has taken them along with him. He's forgot to deliver it. Gautam, both are coming on. Both Jeremy Doku and Jack Grealish are coming on. This twist is unexpected. This twist is unexpected. And is taking off Kovacic. Countania will not be happy. Grealish Doku coming on. And but who's gone off, Gautam? It's Kovacic has gone off, and then who's the other one who's gone off? Because I couldn't see. Who's the other one who's gone off? I know Kovacic has gone off, but who's the other one who's gone off? Can you just let me know? Okay, Foden's gone off. Right. Foden's gone off. Yeah. Interesting that he's left KDB on and he's taken Foden off. Very interesting. And Tomiyasu is coming on for Arsenal as well. Now he'll play in place of Kivier and do 10 more fouls. This is good tactic, right? Make your fullback do 10 fouls. The referee will not give a card and then replace him again. Guardiola does well there, forcing Odegaard backwards, and then that's a stupid pass from Odegaard. Rico Lewis gets the ball back. Good press from City. Rico Lewis does extremely well carrying that ball. Rico Lewis still has the ball. Wow, what a ball carrier this guy is, Rico Lewis. Jack Grealish on the left hand side wing. Interesting that is almost playing Jeremy Doku. No, he's playing Jeremy Doku on the right hand side. This is interesting. I for a moment thought he'll be playing him through the middle as almost second striker, but no. Erling Haaland just couldn't turn and shoot over there, but City are putting on the squeeze. Pep has gone for the jugular here. Like you guys as well, I think Pep does not want a draw. He does not fancy a draw, either win or lose, that's all. Good roll out from KDB to Erling Haaland. Haaland just wouldn't stick. That's a foul on Jack Grealish. Our Jack Grealish is back. Gautam, our old Jack Grealish is back. Look at him fall. Look at him roll. Look at his huge calves. Our Jack Grealish is actually back. Thomas Partey is also coming on. Wow, this is interesting. Respect to Arsenal, just to see who goes out. Will Declan Rice go out then? Or Jorginho might go out. No, I mean Jorginho. I don't even know if Jorginho is playing or not. Gautam says, my man. Grealish does well there defensively as well. Jeremy Doku on the ball. It's Jorginho who's going off. Expected Thomas Partey is coming on. And Kivior is going off. And Tomiyasu is coming on. I think while Kivior is going off, City fans should just tear some cards and pour it on him. The bloody guy deserved it. Kaushik is here. Hey, Kaushik, how are you doing? He says, Kev is so slow in this game. I think Kaushik, more than Kevin De Bruyne being slow, the game, at least until now, before Grealish and Doku has come on, is it's so narrow. There's absolutely no space for anyone. KDB is always surrounded by two, three players. That's why when Rodri and Kovacic are playing on the same line. So I think more than Kevin De Bruyne being slow, I think he's not been given that time to turn. And I think and also when it's so narrow and the opposition is trying to hit you on the counter, I think Kevin De Bruyne just cannot play his passes like he does usually because one wrong pass and the opposition is gone. The opposition just needs one wrong pass from you. So I think KDB has played it intelligently to be honest. Kaushik says there's no proper link up. That's something even I have been noticing because last year City Arsenal when City thrashed Arsenal 4-1 or something at the Etihad 4-1 at the Etihad Haaland was coming in holding it up and then Kevin De Bruyne was running off him. But that's actually not been possible this match because at that time it was Rob Holding who was man marking Haaland, and I think it's easier to just shrug off Rob Holding than now it's I think Saliba and Gabriel who are man marking both. So I think they have found it difficult to do that as well. No space to turn. The centre backs are much more better in preventing the link up. They're sort of, if you notice it, they're physically holding both Haaland and in some cases De Bruyne. So I think they've actually found it very difficult. Gautam says first card. And why did he give it now? I just don't understand. Anthony Taylor is a bit of a man which you just cannot understand. Kaushik says we need Gundo in this type of games. Gundo would have been a game changer. Gundo would have been just immense in these type of games. But when you look at the early years of Gundo, when he came to us as well, he was what 25, round about that in 2016 when he came to us. That's a foul on Rico Lewis. Yeah, when Gundo came to us as well in 2016-17, I know he had injuries, but even he took time. Gundo really took I think 3 years roughly until 2019 to come into the fore. Well done by Jeremy Doku. That is wonderful by Jeremy Doku. This is mesmeric dribbling. But again, like it always happens. That is wonderful recovery as well by Jeremy Doku. But Arsenal get the ball back. City get the ball back as well. Jeremy Doku again. This is just hockey going on. Little ping pong. This thing. Bernardo Silva, Rodri. Bernardo Silva again. Wow. For a moment, I thought someone would have the chance to pull the trigger there. So I think Gundu has taken time to adapt to the big games as well. I think now he's gone. I know people might ask why Gundo's gone, why did we sell him and all, but Gundo's gone, and I think to develop another player of that sort of an ilk, I think it will take time. Who do I think that player is? I don't know. At least right now, I don't think there's a player like Gundogan with us right now. Maybe Rico Lewis if Rico Lewis had a bit of more of physique and all. But I actually see Rico Lewis probably as someone who, as he develops and grows the physique, because he has that mind of Gundogan, footballing brain of Gundogan. Rico Lewis could do it. But yeah, we are missing Gundogan in this game. Obviously, that midfield of Rodri, Gundo, KDB was a legendary midfield. It's one of the best midfields world has ever seen. Last season, it was unreal. Wonderful there. Jack Grealish, Jeremy Doku, Rodri, Jeremy Doku. Was a chance. What a ball by Kevin De Bruyne. That is peak Kevin De Bruyne. That is Kevin De Bruyne at his absolute best. What a ball. Kaushik says, Rico Lewis, man, this kid needs all the praise. भाई उसके आगे मैं भी मैं भी बैठकर हाथ जोड़ता हूँ. That turn he made, that wonderful darting run, the way he's carried the ball in the second half. Rico Lewis is just something else. Pep just said it. If Rico Lewis was a bit more taller, if Rico Lewis had a bit more height and a bit more physique, then then Rico Lewis would be as good as a Jude Bellingham. I mean, the talent is there with Rico Lewis. Now, Jude Bellingham fans will say, you're comparing Jude Bellingham to Rico Lewis, but the guy is just 19, right? Right now, he's just not even 19, he's 18, I think, something, and already he's in a big game, he's carrying the ball through a midfield of Rice, Jorginho. He's carrying the midfield through such a ball through such a tenacious midfield. So Rico Lewis in 2 more years, I think. I mean, people think he might be a right back, but I think the place for Rico Lewis is proper box to box role. He can just play the role. I see him in the ilk of a Frankie De Jong, a Gundogan, those kind of players who are excellent at retaining the ball under pressure, running forward with the ball and stuff. Manuel Akanji, he's fallen over like he always does. Odegaard has just taken the ball on Rico. It's an Arsenal corner set piece right now. Kaushik says my experience is 1-0 1-0 Arsenal. Hope it's not Kaushik. I know a lot of people don't agree with me here, but I would be even happy with a draw, because 1-0 would mean a title race is gone this season. A title race is over this season. First, let us defend the set piece. That is wonderful header from Erling Haaland there. That's an excellent defensive header from Erling Haaland. Kaushik says, are you South Indian blood? Yes, Kaushik, I'm from Hyderabad. And where are you from, by the way, Kaushik? Gautam says, Trossard the player I fear the most, the clutch player, and he doesn't even give the ball away. Gautam, that's a smart move from Arteta, has to be said. Manuel Akanji, Josko Guardiol, Rico Lewis, Jack Grealish, Bernardo Silva does very well in retaining the ball. Josko Guardiol gets it back from Saka. Does extremely well. Rodri. Kevin De Bruyne, be ready for the cross. Jack Grealish, give it to KDB, give it to KDB, give it to Kevin. Yes, Kevin, cross it. Ah, almost. They're almost reaching Haaland. I think we need to just give KDB the ball in those positions. Kevin De Bruyne gets hold of the ball. Ah! Just didn't reach Erling Haaland over there. Jack Grealish. And it's a corner for City. City have just put Arsenal under so much pressure there. Ah, that ball from Kevin De Bruyne. I thought it was almost an open tap in for Erling Haaland. Let us see how it goes. Last 15 minutes to go. Last 10 minutes, you see the possession share for City. City are just ramping it up. David Raya has just. I think it was Akan who was just taking the ball away from Raya, but Raya clings on to it. Last 15 minutes. Martinelli is coming on as well now. It's going to be end-to-end action, Gautam. It's going to be absolutely end-to-end. That is a good block there. Look at the touch from Rico Lewis. That is excellent. Good header there by Rodri. Kevin De Bruyne is ahead of Saka. He wins the ball and he's ahead of Partey actually. He wins the ball from Partey. KDB. Jeremy Doku catch the ball. What can Doku do here? That's a corner. I think could Doku from the top corner was difficult. I know, but Doku could have been the hero here. That is excellent from KDB. The way he's carried the ball through. Doku just miskicked it. Martinelli is coming on now. Last 12 minutes plus added time. A draw in the title race will still remain unresolved. Aren't you guys feeling tense? And an Arsenal player is down here. I think it's Saliba who's down. Gautam says, I honestly want PL more than CL. That's a good block. That is a great block there. That was on target, to be honest. That is a fantastic block. That is another other good block. And Arsenal have another corner. Gautam says, I honestly want PL more than the CL. Gautam, at least pray for a draw. Please pray for a draw. Because then we'll still be in the title race. We'll still be in the title race then. That is again an excellent header. The danger is not over. City have been defending the set pieces extremely well. That is wonderful there, Kevin De Bruyne. I thought the ball was almost reaching Jeremy Doku over there. Thomas Partey there plays it back to Tomiyasu. Guardiola does well and Rodri gets the ball back. That's a foul on Rodri. Ah, this match, the tension in this match just doesn't seem to go out, right? So tense. Jeremy Doku, Bernardo Silva, Rico Lewis, Jack Grealish, Erling Haaland. Ah, Jeremy Doku is getting chances, is having time, is getting more time. Is getting more time than required. Look at it there. Jeremy Doku has had so much time. Stefan Ortega catches it. Wow. I'm finding it difficult to control the control my breath, control the rate of my heartbeat. It's so Tomiyasu knocks it away for a corner. He knows Doku is much more faster than him. I just want City to get one more chance. Ruben Diaz header or a Kevin De Bruyne header would be even more apt. One more chance, guys. One more chance. Ah! Erling! If Erling Haaland would have taken a touch there, that was bang. Ah! Chance. A good touch by Erling Haaland. Guardiola header down. A good touch by Erling Haaland, and maybe the ball just went past him. That would have been bang. Maybe he should have just taken the shot first time. Wow. That's well done by Akanji. You could have headed it forward, but he's headed it back to safety. So that's to Ortega, so that City can build again. Which way the game is gonna swing, I just don't know. Rodri does well there into open space, and Josko Guardiol can now escape. He can just run. That was just a risky ball. He could have just played Grealish in there, and I don't know why he went play that crossfield ball. Josko Guardiol. Ah! Jack Grealish slipped there for a while, but that's the problem. I think that's the mistake from Josko Guardiol playing the crossfield ball. Look at that turn in there, and Arsenal could have almost scored off the counter over there. This is end to end. That is again a good ball in by Kevin De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva. Ah, that's not a foul. And Anthony Taylor, that's the first good thing that Anthony Taylor has done in this game. Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish, Rodri, Rico Lewis. Great run there by Bernardo Silva. Ah, it's a corner. It's a corner. Guys, where do you think the game will go? This is just heating me up. What a game. What a classic. Yes, the score line is still nil-nil, but what a classic this is turning out to be. Might not be the classic like your Liverpool 4th United, with United winning 4-3 in the FA Cup 2 weeks back, or Newcastle West Ham yesterday, but this is a nil. This is a classic in itself, at least up to this point. The referee tells to stop it, so we'll take the corner kick again. So many players bundled over there. Haaland's hurt, maybe it seems head injury, maybe I don't know. But yeah, I think it could actually be a nasty head injury for Erling Haaland. I think he was offside anyway. Martinelli, but Akanji did extremely well. Trossard, it was actually not Martinelli, but Ortega did very well. What a game this is. I mean, for example, if this is a draw, I think that we need a lot. We need 11 goals on Arsenal to catch up with the goal difference. I think Liverpool have 40, Arsenal have 46 goal difference. So I think Liverpool could find it easy to catch up on goal difference. So, but still, it just keeps you within that thing once you. I mean, even if it's a draw, a loss, and we're completely out because even the goal difference is just so huge. Julian Alvarez is coming on right now. They'll do a concussion. This thing, he could be a concussion substitute for all you know. Julian Alvarez. Erling Haaland might want to continue, to be honest. His battle with Saliba has been exceptional. Both of the players have done well. City momentarily down to 10 men. The problem with City is you look at it 10 shots, we have I think almost 7 attempts on target this half. Arsenal have just had 3, but just one shot on target, and Arsenal have two. That was from the first half. So we have zero shots on target in the second half. So that is something which can improve on, to be honest. I think Stefan should have just caught it, just kill the game down. Guardiola has played very well this game. It's 5 minutes of added time. Surprising. It's just 5 minutes with the game nil-nil. Probably for Arsenal was losing, it will be play till Arsenal scores. Probably extra time. Jack Grealish. Potential penalty check on Haaland, but I do not think they'll give it. But anyway, I think they'll check it. Will they have that potential penalty check on Erling Haaland? I don't know. Gabriel just pushed them. But the way Jeremy Doku came inside there, I think it reminds me of Vinicius Jr. in his early days at Madrid. Dribbling was good, final product was bad. And after 2, 3 years, Vinicius Jr. just burst on to become one of the best winger in the world right now. The best left winger in the world right now, Vinicius Jr. It's a City throw in. That's a foul on Jack Grealish. For a moment, I thought no one would be able to reach it, but Jeremy Doku did. Gautam says no away team has had a clean sheet at the Etihad this year. That's a foul there on Jack Grealish. There was even that record, Gautam, right, which you actually uh, said, was it against Liverpool or United, where it was after going one goal down. City have never beaten United in the last 10 years, or something was the record. And also there was another record that Rodri has never lost a game in a year, and Rodri's record actually came out on top. So, I don't know about that, but yeah. Anthony Taylor there, that was not a foul, but he's given a free kick to Arsenal. Give it to Ortega. Give. I mean, that is so risky playing through the middle. One more minute, Gautam. What do you reckon? Is it nil-nil or will there be a twist? Gabriel Martinelli there. That is wonderful defend by Josko Guardiola. Wonderful defending. Gautam, did you look at it? His match Gabriel Martinelli toe to toe. Otherwise, that would have been a counter attack by Arsenal and proper smash and grab. Gautam says most likely draw. Gautam, we need to find one or two teams and just smash them 4 nil, 5 nil, 6 nil types just to get the goal difference record back. I think 95 minutes are gone and the referee has blown the whistle. I know I'm clapping and I know most people will be annoyed with me for clapping even here, but for me, I think I know draw helps Liverpool, but if I look at the points table, draw keeps City in the title race for me. A loss and a loss and we are particularly out not just because of the points because we have clawed 4 5 6 different points difference back in the past, but a loss would have just finished at the title race for us because Arsenal would have gained that confidence. We have gone to the Etihad and defeated City and stuff. Gary Neville said that straight. If you want to if you want to snatch the Premier League title away from the City team, you need to go to the Etihad and beat them. Without beating them at the Etihad, you have never really snatched it. That will to dent the confidence of the City team. You will have to go and beat them at the Etihad. That's what Gary Neville actually said, and I think the fact that Arsenal have not beaten us away, beaten us here at the Etihad, City's confidence will still be high. We will still believe that we can do it, and both Liverpool and Arsenal managers will actually know that a city that believes is a city that is impossible to beat. I mean, at the starting of this season, especially, and not last season, but especially at the starting of this season, I think I always thought that, and most of you thought that if someone has to defeat City, first they have to defeat their belief. First they have to crush they have to crush their belief, and our belief is not crushed. So, so I think we are still hanging in on there. We are still believing. I'm at least still believing. I know the goal difference is close to 11 with Arsenal and 5 with Liverpool is nothing, but it's close to 11 with Arsenal. We are what 2 points away from Arsenal and 3 points away from Liverpool. So we have clawed back 4 5 6 point differences as well back. 2019 is an example from Liverpool. Man United is an example. I know those all were two team title races, but still, if there is one team which you could back in a three-team title race and which is third, and still if you could put money on it, it is City for me. Still believe that we can do it. Still believe that we can do it. My belief has in fact grown more after this match because City have not gone into this match, especially with the first team squad, in a way that Walker's out, John Stone's out. That's half of the defense done. That Ake has been injured. So literally it's almost like we have played on one leg. Our defense has played on one leg in this match. Three of our best defenders have gone. Three of our best defenders who start have not played this match. And yet we have been able to withstand what this Arsenal had to throw at us. Yes, it's been our home ground. I understand all of those things, but still, this performance will give a lot of belief to City. You can see there the City players are smiling more than the Arsenal players because they know it. They know it. Bayaji says league is done. Same story every crunch game, no matter what formation. Timing or personal are playing. Not good enough. Bayaji, I still think there is a little bit there. If we lost today, I think the league was done. I would sit here and say the league was done if we lost today because 11 points goal difference. But for me, Arsenal, it's just 2 points with Arsenal and 3 points with Liverpool. So I think the pressure for each team will come from both the teams. So I still think there is hope. I still think there is hope. I still think we can do it. I still have the belief that we can do it. Yes, if we lost, I would say the league is done, but still think more so after this performance with our first with three-fourth of our first choice defense out in after the first 30 minutes. You had a young kid Enrico Lewis. You had an adapting Josko Guardiola who's never played at left back. He's just starting to play at left back this season. You literally have you literally have a goalkeeper in Stefan Ortega who's not literally a first team goalkeeper. I mean, in a way, if you look at it, most of our defense is gone. No Edison, no Ake, no Walker, no John Stones. That's why I'm even more satisfied with this performance. Yes, it's a draw. We should have won. It was disappointing, but still, I think we are still in the title race. I believe it still we can do it. Gautam says we have to win against Spurs away. And Hong Min Son is also there, Gautam. Hong Min Son is also there, but But yeah, I think with Spurs away, it will be a different ball game altogether. I think even Arsenal have to go to Spurs away, so that will be interesting. Arsenal have Spurs away, Bayern Munich, and then again, and I think it's United away, something like that. So Arsenal have, sorry, Bayern Munich. Arsenal have Bayern Munich at home, Spurs away, then Bayern Munich away. So even they have some tough fixtures to contend with, to be honest. Vinay says Tixiki failed to fill void of Gundo and Mahrez. That is true. That is absolutely true. But uh, maybe I think Kovacic was bought in to play a different. I actually think they wanted to fill the void of Gundo with Lucas Paqueta, and if you would have bought in Lucas Paqueta, it would have pretty much been filled as well. We didn't get in Paqueta with Mahrez. I think they wanted to fill it with Michael Olise, but it didn't happen due to various reasons, due to Olise getting injured, I think. Baya says no comeback happening this time. This match says it all. Can't win against the title rivals, then forget it. But the one thing Bayaji I'll actually accept is that we haven't tested Raya enough, to be honest. We have had more 10 shots to Arsenal 6, but on target it's roughly the same, both of us. So we haven't tested Raya enough. And in a way I think they haven't tested they haven't tested Ortega enough, I think. But again, looking at how Doku has actually come inside a lot of times and stuff, I actually think maybe could starting Doku have been more beneficial. I mean, I don't know, because then the turnover rate is high. Arsenal could have nicked something on the counter, so I just don't know about that. Vinay says we can't create, and Pep needs to stop this inverted winger stuff. They don't even have pace. I actually think tonight it was a very difficult game for the central players to create, to be honest, because it was so compact and it was congested. I do not think any team could have created uh, could have actually created against this. I mean, Liverpool Arsenal is an example. I mean, when you look at the tactical analysis of what Arteta did in the second half when they would 1-1 against Liverpool, Arsenal, he just narrowed it down. So, and Liverpool wanted to play through the press, wanted to play through the center, and they were just getting the ball turnover, and Arsenal hitting Liverpool on the break. That's what was happening in that Arsenal Liverpool game throughout. And I think maybe Pep had a look at that game as well, and he wanted to avoid that. There was no space today for the creative players. You see De Bruyne only getting chances when it's gone out wide, and literally Saliba and Gabriel man-marked Haaland out of the game. I think the best chances were with Jeremy Doku actually, but he doesn't have the end product. I mean, you literally needed someone like a Riyad Mahrez there in the place of Jeremy Doku to come inside and curl the ball onto the far corner. I think you needed that sort of a strike today to you needed that sort of a strike today to actually decide this match. Vinay says Arsenal plan perfectly worked. We need creativity from. I think every team will do this. Vinay, actually, every team will actually play narrow and compact. The only way to get out of this is you need you need a fullback who's creative. You need a Jeremy Frimpong. You need a, I think Jan Good is creative, but you need someone like a Jeremy Frimpong, to be honest. Just stretch it, PX Hakimi, Jeremy Frimpong. If Trent would have been in this match, for example, he would have just killed it. I think next season the fullbacks will be so important. Guardiola is just, I know you could go too much on him, but Guardiola is just getting set on his rhythm, to be honest. Jose Francisco says, I'm very disappointed. I mean, I'm disappointed as well. A win would have been good, but this is the next best result for me. Just keeps us hanging on there in the title race. And you take it till the end, you just see, you just do not know. At the end, nerves will juggle. You just do not know what will happen. You do not know what will happen in the end. Pressure will create a lot of things which we can't even expect. Baya just says no creativity is there and Haaland wasteful in big games. Today also just a simple pass and Diaz was open. Signs are there. Haaland has been the simple thing is I think Bayaji Haaland has been man-marked out of the game today. I think the mistake we did to us, we were trying to play Erling Haaland even though we knew both of the centre backs were uh, are occupying him. Haaland did his job by occupying both the centre backs, which means there was space for someone else to make that one. See, De Bruyne made that run in last year's fixture at the Etihad, Arsenal versus City. But this season, no one was making that run. This match probably was a match for Julian Alvarez to play in a 4-4-1-1 just behind Erling Haaland, I think. But then whom will you remove? Probably sacrifice Foden. But maybe I think this was a match for a second striker, or even De Bruyne could have done that. Just run off Erling Haaland, peel off the striker. I mean, everybody's occupying Erling Haaland. Go to the back post, go to the front post. This game was for me when I look at it. This game was a game of the second striker. If Alvarez would have played as a second striker, not as a midfielder, as a second striker, probably we could have got more out of it. When I says we are in big trouble, seeing Villa have to play Madrid without Walker. I hope Walker is back. I hope Walker is back. When I just don't say that, I hope Walker is back because it's gonna be so difficult playing Madrid without Walker. To be honest, Vinicius Junior will tear us apart. I mean, potentially Ake, Walker, and Stones. I know Stones is on the bench, but that could be for just psychological reasons. I don't know, but potentially Ake, Walker, Stones. Without these three, you could go into the Madrid leg. Just this international break has been one of the worst international breaks ever. Bayaji says, happened exactly what every City fan was dreading, a frustrating draw. Bayaji, it almost seems that we have played both Liverpool and Arsenal and have set up a final clash between Liverpool and Arsenal in order to go and win the league. Though, personally, I think I still believe that we are still there. Vinay says Akanji is the man of the match for me. I think I would go for Josko Guardiola, Vinay, man of the match. He has, I mean, that Martinelli, that rise through ball to Martinelli at the end. Guardiola just went toe to toe with Martinelli and he literally blocked Martinelli out. You could just see why we spent 100 million on Josko Guardiola today. He was just so strong. He was powerful, a physical defender. Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, you name it. He was just everywhere. He was just shielding the ball, blocking the ball. He was very good on the ball. His dribbling was okay. His crossing needs to improve. I know once his crossing improves, he'll just be something else. But for me, again, like in the reverse fixture, has Ake scored that, and it was an easy header as well. It was an easy header by Ake standards. Here and there of the goalkeeper, and then it's a goal. So I actually think had Ake scored, it would have been a different game. Nathan Ake's chance is the best chance of both the sides. But again, we should not be sitting here and discussing why we didn't win just because we didn't score a set piece. We're not bloody Brentford. Vinay says Doku seriously can't shoot. Vinay, Doku seriously reminds me of Vinicius Junior when he first. Doku seriously reminds me of Vinicius Junior when he actually first came to Real Madrid. He was shit. He was shit in terms of the final ball. Could not do certain simple passes. He just wanted to dribble and he gave the ball away. Exactly, you look at Vinicius Junior's early years to Jeremy Doku's years now, and it's exactly the same thing that's actually going on. And Vinicius Junior after 2 years was just something else. I think Doku has the potential to do that. The way he comes inside, the way he got inside, even the two players were marking him today was excellent. So I think we need to give Doku 2 years. We need to trust him. Bayaji says Palmer was a ready-made Mahrez replacement. I don't think so, Bayaji. To be actually honest, because if you see Cole Palmer's best moments in a Chelsea shirt, they were actually coming from the middle. Whenever Palmer plays out wide for Chelsea, it doesn't affect the game. Okay, he affects the game, but then he drifts into the middle. But then again, I'm thinking if your game plan always was to have your fullbacks provide the width, then I think Palmer was a ready-made this thing because he would come from the right wing into the center, and he would be better at Foden, for example, than doing that. And then you could play Foden centrally. Kevin De Bruyne is winding up his career, so that could have been actually good. But then, to be fair, I think to Pep, Palmer's been given two. It's been given almost 2 years, right? I mean, 2 years back, Palmer was almost ready for a run of games, and he played well in preseason, but then he just couldn't do it well in the league and stuff. And then last season as well, there were glimpses, and Palmer couldn't show anything. I think again with Palmer, it's a question of I don't know, but it's a question of sometimes some players when they play in a team and they are the sole creators, and when there's not many superstars around them, they are the main men. I think they enjoy it, they revel it, they have more confidence, and they play well. I think Cole Palmer at City, he was surrounded by a lot of superstars. I know he was from the academy and stuff, and he was not the main man, and probably that was something that was hindering his progress, I think. Because Palmer at City will not be the Palmer at Chelsea. You can't compare Grealish at Aston Villa to Grealish at City. I mean, if you compare the Palmer example, I think we should even compare the Grealish example. Grealish at Villa was free flowing. Grealish at Villa was taking the ball. Grealish at Villa was shooting from all distances. What Grealish was doing at Villa, exactly Cole Palmer was doing at City. So, sorry, exactly what Grealish was doing at Villa, that's what Cole Palmer was doing. Well, is actually doing at Chelsea, not City. And when Grealish came to City, you've seen what Grealish has become. He's just become, he has to hold the width. You have to be defensive. You have to make those passes. So I think you cannot compare Cole Palmer at Chelsea to Cole Palmer at City. You bring Cole Palmer to City, and again, he will not be able to express himself like at Chelsea, because at City it's a system where you have so many important cogs, and you have to work according to how all of the other cogs work. You can't actually be free. That's how an entire system is made. It's not a team of individuals. Chelsea, I'm sorry, was a team of individuals. Villa with Jack Grealish, I'm sorry, was a game of individuals. So I just do not think you can compare Palmer at Chelsea to Palmer at City. Yes, it's been good, but again, at City, it would have been a different thing. Baya just says Guardiola was decent defensively. I think he was a colossus defensively. Bayaji was very, very good. He's my man of the match. Vinay says Bob is better at finishing. I think with Bob again we have to give him 2 years. Vinay, we have to actually give Oscar Bob 2 years and then see what could actually happen. Baya just says Doku needs some serious coaching by Pep. Something drastic to find his potential. I think it's the same thing, Bayaji. It's the same thing with Vinicius Junior for me. So I think he needs at least 2 more years to develop at City, and then you can see how he actually is. He can be a world class beater for me if Jeremy Doku can have the patience to just develop at City for 2 more years. That it's the same patience which a Jadon Sancho lacked. I mean, attitude problems and a lot were there. Just imagine if Jadon Sancho could have just put his head down and rolled it along with Phil Foden. I think it would have been a different this thing for him. Oscar Bob and Micah Hamilton for me. When I will put Micah Hamilton in that picture, Micah Hamilton looks good, but Oscar Bob is ready. Again, Oscar Bob. Rico Lewis for me is ready. Oscar Bob for me is ready. But again, the thing is, where do you play them? Where do you actually play them? Because I think once KDB goes, maybe I think hopefully we don't buy another winger and we give Oscar Bob the chance to play on the left or the right or whatever it is. I would love to see Oscar Bob because I mean there is the Palmer comparison like Bayaji said, but I think Oscar Bob, there was this news as well that Pep was actually trying to choose one between Palmer and Bob because the place even in the future pathway is just for one. You can't include Palmer and Bob both in the team right away, right? And Pep chose Oscar Bob over Palmer. It just shows you the potential Oscar Bob has. And that Newcastle, this the Newcastle run, take down, touch and finish. I think that should just sum up everything about Oscar Bob. Coutinho says Man United, Aston Villa, Tottenham. Potential matches where both Arsenal and Liverpool can drop points. Exactly, Coutinho, exactly. I know Coutinho emotionally when I did not want to draw against Liverpool, even I did not want to draw against Arsenal. I mean, like all of the other fans, when I was like, you either win or you lose. Just when we imagine a scenario where we lost against both Liverpool and Arsenal, both of them would have gained 3 points on us, and we would have lost 2 more points, which we would not have got due to the draw. So potentially the title race would have been over. Now with the draw against Liverpool and with the draw against Arsenal, I think you're hanging in there, Camden. I don't know what you feel, but I personally think you're hanging in there. Anything can happen. 3 points difference. Yes, the goal difference is of 11, but then City have to play Sheffield. We can hit a team for 6 or 7 goals. So that's not going to be a matter, to be honest. But still, City are hanging in there. 2 points adrift of Arsenal, 3 points of Liverpool, and yeah, counting like you said, Arsenal have Bayern Munich home, Spurs away, Bayern Munich away. This is actually got this is actually just imagine how much of energy these games will take. People just tend to underestimate it. How much of an energy these 3 games will take in a row. Of course, City are with Real Madrid, but what I'm telling you is the experience. City have faced matches against Real Madrid, against Bayern Munich last season, the season before. But Arsenal are not used to this kind of a pressure, right? So there's a lot of twists and turns and a lot of inevitable things that could happen in the title race. That's why I think like Pep actually said, and like Dhoni says, for example, just take it till the last ball and see what happens, because that is the best chance you're gonna give yourself, right? Take it till the end, you lose, it's fine, because you've realized that you've taken it till the end and you've given yourself the best chance. Countiny says, I started off today by asking if it's a title decider because it's not over yet, guys. City should just win all their matches. Exactly, Countiny, but in the middle of matches, even I mean, I know at first even I was like, yes, it's a title decider. I was like against Liverpool as well, but then when the match is over, when you let the emotion sink in, and when you just start to just look at it just maybe a bit more pragmatically, a bit more practically, you tend to realize, yes, you're hanging on there. Might be by a whisker, might be by a slight string of hope, and a lot of those things, but you're hanging in there. And sometimes all it takes is just hanging in there, just letting your opponents know that a 3 time consecutive title winner is hanging in there, a 3 time consecutive title winner is breathing down your neck. The champions are not giving in, giving into it. The champions have not belief, have not lost the belief. Sometimes a tiger's breath is enough, to scare away all of the deers, to actually put pressure on the deers to keep running, and when you force your opponents to just go that extra mile, push it, that's when mistakes can happen. So we're hanging in there, guys. We're clinging in there. Just believe it till the end. Believe it till the end. I'm actually, I have the hope that we can fight till the end, and then that is all we need. And then at the end, anything can happen. To be honest. Camden says tactically 3 teams are in the title race, but in terms of mental strength, it's City above the other to just believe. Exactly, Camden. It's the mental strength and it's the belief. Even Gary Neville actually said this, that to win this league, to snatch this league out of City's hands, you need to go and defeat them at the Etihad, because then that would be a big statement. That would be a huge statement if City's belief would have been crushed if we would have lost at the Etihad today. But a draw is like City will believe, okay, it's a draw. On another day we could have won maybe, but it's a draw. We have lost our 3 defenders, best defenders, and still it's a draw. It's okay. The belief has not died, and belief is such an like Kandanya said, belief is such an underrated thing in sport. It's belief that has made Porto win over Manchester United, for example. It's belief that has made Inter Milan win over Barcelona, which had Messi, Zlatan, and all. It's belief that has made Roma win over Barcelona when they were 2-0 down or something after the first leg. It's belief that has made the Anfield miracle possible. It's belief with the Istanbul thing. So it's belief, guys. 2019, 7 points adrift of Liverpool. Clawed back 7 points. So just believe in it, guys. We are there. We are still there. And belief is such an underrated thing, both in sports and in life. You cannot see the tangible value of it physically, but then that's what elevates you to the next level. That's what makes you different from the rest. That's what makes champions. The difference between champions and the others is the belief. That's all. And Arthur says, boring game, mate. The game was very interesting. I don't know what you were watching, but the game was very interesting tactically. The tactical intricacies and all. It's probably one of the best nil-nil draws over there. Both the teams are tactically outplaying each other. The counter press, the way in which the wingers and the fullbacks were getting space. Tactically, it was a very good game. And thank you guys again. Thank you guys for coming on the show. Thank you Bayaji, thank you Vinay, thank you Kaundinya, thank you Gautam, thank you JSK for for coming on the show and having these wonderful conversations with me. The only thing I would say by signing off is believe, and we can achieve anything. We can achieve any peak. So it's not over, guys. It's just the beginning. It's Manchester City 2.0, the beginning, from now till the end of the season. Still in the treble race. Still in this thing for the treble. So anything could happen. Just believe, guys. And signing off. Before I sign off, I'll take one last comment. Three last comments actually. Kandanya says, sometimes we need to get through the boredom to enjoy and appreciate the success in the future. That was a message straight to Arthur. Payaji says, squad looks depleted, exhausted, and out of ideas when things are going our way. Pep will see this as an opportunity, Bayaji, to infuse that belief and regroup everyone, because honestly, it's far from over. And let us believe in it that it's far from over.